Good morning. Happy Saturday. Welcome to Bailey's and Tea Saturday with me, Shanna, your host from Carrot Tops Creative Co. studio here in Edmonton, Alberta. Let's just get us up and running so we can chitty chat. I know it's early for some of you. There we go. All right. So, how's everybody this Saturday? The Saturday before St. Patrick's Day. Is everybody ready? I did my little decor cubby there. You'll see it right there yesterday, and you'll see some posts today as I get to it. So, cheers. We're going to rush right into it because I don't really have much to tell you. Everything is posted up on the page in the featured section. So, Paper Pumpkin, new kit just got released. Everyone is all hubbub up in Houston. A lot of my Stamping Up demonstrator friends are there at On Stage. So we have a new catalog coming in May for customers. We're going to get to pre-order in April, which is always exciting. And so we're seeing the new in colors that are coming and a bunch of different items that are going to be featured in the new catalog. And then on Monday afternoon, I think it is, yes, I'll get to preview the catalog. So I'll know what's leaving us, unfortunately, from the mini catalog and the annual catalog, and then sort of what's coming in. So there'll be some sneak peeks going on and lots of fun things. So be prepared for that. It'll be all over the internet. So if you follow any Stamping Up demonstrators, this is our exciting time of the year. So good morning, Holly. How are you? All right, so let's get to the cards because I couldn't decide. So we're going to do two cards today. All right, so let's swing this into view and we'll get you down on my table. So look away for a moment if you get kind of dizzy and we'll get started at it. And hopefully I don't shut you off. Give me 2 seconds while I... Sorry guys, I hit a button and that shot me right out of the video. That's the problem with these holders is they don't give you much room. Let's just reboot so I can see, make sure we're on. Sorry about that. If you want to shoot in the comments that you can still see me, you should be able to see my desk right now. I can see it, so you should be able to see it. All right, so let's jump in because I said I had two cards to share with you today and we need to get busy. So here is the first one that I'm going to do. Now you'll notice that it does have some retired paper on it. So you may have this in your collection, but I am going to create it today with some current product of what we're going to feature, which I'll tell you in a moment. So Heart and Home DSP, you may have it. It had that beautiful sort of florals on one side, and then it had a sort of whitewashed wood look on the other backside, the whole package. And then I used a retiring color, which is not coming back. Pale papaya cardstock and ink is what I used on this one. So we will recreate this with a current color. So the bundle that we're going to feature today, which you're probably wondering about, is the it's called Poetic Expressions for the Sweet Collection, but we're going to use the Thoughtful Expressions bundle. So it's on page 60 to 62 in the mini catalog. Isn't it gorgeous? It's very kind of shabby chic, which is kind of my style, as you might have guessed. Got some great paper, the sets and dies, and then some little iridescent dots, and then we've got the stamp set here. So it's a very sketchy type set, which also I love. So you'll see, I just stamped the hummingbird so that you could see. It's very, very sketchy like, but lends itself well to blends or watercoloring or anything like that. And then it's just got some beautiful sentiments on it. What made me buy it though was this wonderful die set. Look at all these sentiments layers, and you can layer them up obviously. Cuts out the hummingbird, the both floral images, this little sprig, and then you've got some extra little leaf and flower details to add in as well. So this is awesome. If you just get this, these sentiment pieces alone will be worth their weight in gold, trust me. And then these are the champagne iridescent dots. So they're just flat. They make great shaker cards, but they've got a little bit of shimmer to them. Sorry, I've got some ink on my hands there. But they're absolutely gorgeous. You like this bundle, Holly? Yeah, me too. I love it. So those are fun. I haven't made a shaker card yet, but it could be featured on Wednesday's Extra Shares. And then I got this. I did a stamp camp where we got this paper as the paper that they used. I was not attracted to this paper at all. So I only have a small little sample of it, but it may be your style. It's got wild wheat, which is not one of Holly's favorites, but Mossy Meadow, Lost Lagoon, Boho Blue, Moody Mauve, and Bubble Bath. So that's Bubble Bath and wild wheat. Isn't that gorgeous? So that's Mossy Meadow and Lost Lagoon. I mean, I like this. This pattern would be good for masculine cards. So with this paper here, we're going to use this one today. That's your Boho Blue. And then your Lost Lagoon. This one is pretty too. Make a nice garden scrapbook page or something like that. So that's the paper that comes with it. Let me just file all this. So like I said, we're going to use Moody Mauve today to recreate this card here. Now let me just throw everything out of the way so I can get to my desk. Oh, you had a hard time finding me, Rhonda? I'm sorry. You know, Facebook. It's got to be difficult. Can't be easy for us. All right, so I have my envelope, obviously, because I have to remember to do those as I make cards so that I don't forget. And I have a whole drawer full of cards that have no envelopes. So we've got our Moody Mauve card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. We've got this lovely background piece. So this is a embossing folder called Layer Florals, and it's absolutely gorgeous. You can fussy cut out all these flowers if you wanted to and use them just separately on cards. I've seen some gorgeous creations with that. And so we're going to layer this on the bottom. So what's everybody up to this Saturday morning? The sun is really trying to come out here in Edmonton. We had a gorgeous day yesterday. Our snow is melting quickly. I'm just going to trim the bottom of my card because it's not very straight. All right. And then we've got a piece of the Moody Mauve cardstock that is 4 1/8 by 2 3/4. And I've got a piece of the Designer Series paper that is 2 by 2 3/4. And that's just going to layer here on this corner. Oops, we got to do some stamping first. So hang on, let me just set that aside so I don't get it all over my hands. Almost forgot the flower that's in the background. So I'm just using that lovely smaller sketched flower. And I'll grab the Moody Mauve ink. Heading down island for a lunch date. Ooh, that sounds fun, Holly. I am going to go stamp later with some friends over at Brenda Nelson's house. She's having a card party that she invited me to, so I'm going to go up there later today and do that. Do some more stamping. I love lunch dates. Don't have enough lunch dates because I'm always working on the weekends when everybody's free. All right, so just quickly stamp that. Nothing too crazy. Doesn't have to be in a pattern. You're just going to do it random. And then we'll just layer on that piece of Designer Series paper. And then I'm just going to fill in sort of like a half a flower there and a half a flower there because I kind of covered up the little bit there. So we've got that done and beautiful. So there's not much to this, obviously. And then we're going to grab our linen thread and we're going to wrap this around 3 times. So I'm just going to leave myself a tail. Get my hand. Sandra. Yes, it is your first live. Welcome. I take it that you watch the replays then. Is that what you're saying? If you're catching me live this morning? Thank you to anyone who's watching the replay. I appreciate that. It does go up on YouTube as well. So if Facebook is giving you a hard time, which Rhonda said she had a hard time finding me this morning, I always post, it doesn't always happen today, like right after I finish, but normally by Monday, it's loaded into my YouTube page, and you can, or my YouTube channel, I should say. It's not a page over there. And you can watch over there uninterrupted to Facebook's silliness sometimes. And then on Mondays, I post the link. So if you've missed it, the link for the YouTube will be there. But head on over and like the YouTube channel as well, so that you don't miss out on anything if Facebook is acting weird for you. And YouTube is the same, carrottopscreativeco, and you will find me over there. All right, so I've just tied a little bow, nothing fancy. We like to get fancy sometimes, but not all the time. You always watch replays. Aw, Sandra, I appreciate that. I watch the replays too. Because sometimes I forget what I said. And then when I go to do my Tuesday tips, I'm like, oh, I know I said something good in that. So I have to go back and watch. All right, so we're just going to layer that in the middle, just on some dimensionals. Give it a little oomph. And then we are going to stamp our inside so that we don't forget. And I'm just going to do it with the little flower. And we'll stamp our envelope so that it is ready to go out the door if we should need it, depending on where I put it. There it is. And you can go crazy with these flowers, or you cannot. It's totally your call. My Moody Mauve is very juicy. Oops, I messed up. Let me just stamp the back of that. I've got some smudge of black or something on that. Give me 2 seconds while I flip it over. The beauty of double-sided paper, right? Probably something on my hands, most likely. There we go. Okay. And then we'll put this down on the inside. And then we'll just add some little sprigs. So the sprigs came from the die set. So there's 2 little sprigs here that you can use. You can use this one, which is the one I cut with, or there's a larger one here too. And then there actually is like a little leaf one as well. So I just cut them out of colors that coordinated in with the Designer Series paper. So I've got a Lost Lagoon, a Mossy Meadow, and a Wild Wheat. And all we're gonna do is grab our glue dots. Do you like this Moody Mauve color, you guys? Oh, I can't get it off my finger. Hang on, there we go. Nope. Let's just stick it down there. There we go. You can probably use the same glue dot for all of them. And we're just gonna kind of create a little, I don't know what you'd call that, half C shape of all of our little, what color am I gonna use? I'm gonna do it in Mossy Meadow, I think. A half C shape of our little leaves there. And then I'm just gonna use the Enjoy Your Day stamp set. I don't have any of my blocks here. Running to the side here to grab them. Good thing everything's close. Rhonda loves Moody Mauve. I missed everybody else's. Did anyone else comment? Yes, Holly loves it too. So I just picked Moody Mauve to bring in that green, or not Moody Mauve, sorry, Mossy Meadow. To bring in that green color for my greeting. And then I'll just use a couple dimensionals to pop that up. So let's just bring it a little bit closer. Now I'm just gonna stage it in here. I think my bow is like in the wrong spot there. stage it in there to make sure that I like where it's going to go. And then I'm just going to put a glue dot, or sorry, a dimensional along that line of where my sentiment's going to go. Peel off my backings and stick it down. Sorry, hopefully I'm getting text messages. Hopefully that's not interrupting the feed. And then I'm gonna bring in the iridescent foiled gems because they're gorgeous. I think I used, no, I did use them on the first one. I was gonna say, I think I used a different one. And then I'm gonna go crazy because, as I said to you last week, I think we need to use up these embellishments. So go crazy, put more than 3. And then you'll use them up faster because, you know, some of these don't come back and some of these may not come back in this catalog. So you don't, here I am using my take your pick tool and I'm still not, never mind, that one's gonna stay there. And I'm still not able to pick it up. I just kind of tucked that one under the sentiment a little bit. How many of you hoard your embellishments? Are you like me? Gosh, I have tons of them. Oh my goodness, my take your pick tool is just giving me a heck of a time today. I should just stick to my scissors. One more. There. Can you see them? Aren't they pretty? My bow's like kind of in the middle. I may have to adjust that afterwards, but you get the gist, right? Isn't that pretty? So we've created it in a retired color, which is still gorgeous. I love pale papaya. And then we've created it in the moody mauve. So we've got 2 different versions that look equally as beautiful. All right. Okay, so now the next one, it is super easy. That's why I was like, I can do 2. We can whip 2 into this live. So here's the other one. I'm a total embellishment hoarder. Hi, Shannon. Yeah, I'm making a conscious effort to use them up because this is getting out of hand. Okay, so on this one, the beautiful background was created with the Distress Tile 3D folder, and it is very distressed. When you, so this is another one that's kind of shabby chic, which goes perfect with this set. It kind of has like spots where it doesn't look like it actually embossed it, but that's the look, and it looks beautiful. So that's the background that we use. So we'll just go ahead and apply that down to our thick basic white card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. If you didn't know, if you're new around here, that's the standard card base that we use. And again, I've got it off a little bit. I don't know what's going on. You're all trying to use more. Well, that's good. I think we all need to be like in a support group for embellishment hoarder people, right? That's such a thing. We need to start that, don't we, guys? All right, and then I've pre-cut and kind of used some scraps off my desk. So when I'm creating, I cut out and do a bunch of stuff ahead of time, and then I have all these little pieces on my desk, and then I go, what am I going to use them for? And then I start just creating and using those little bits that I have. So I'm going to just splatter my background. I'm just going to put that out of the way for a second so that it doesn't get hit. Oops, I think I grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed gray granite, and I probably used smoky slate on it because it looks much lighter on my first one. But that's okay. I don't mind. I like the splatter. I don't know about you guys, but I like it. And then we're going to use some dimensionals. I'm trying to use up these mini ones, so I apologize if it takes me a second to pick these off. I have so many mini ones. I don't know. I think I must have misordered or something last time. That let's just sort of hide a little bit of that extra. So I'm kind of placing this sort of up to the left-hand side corner just to kind of offset and give myself some room for when I put my greeting on. So I pre-colored some of these so that you guys wouldn't be bored watching me color. So I'm just going to color the little flowers on this beautiful little sprig with the Boho Blue light blends, and they'll literally take 3 seconds because they're so tiny, and you basically just have to do a dot on the flower. And I apologize if I'm not following comments while I do this, because I have to concentrate so I stay somewhat inside the lines. The nice thing with this set is it is kind of sketchy, so there is room for, if you've got a shaky hand when you color, that if you go out of the lines, it's not going to matter because it's got those extra little lines that are there that will cover up the mistake. If not, we add embellishment, because that's how we hide our mistakes, right? So I'm just using the, what have I got here? Light Daffodil Delight to color in these flowers. I'm not worrying about if I'm being careful in the lines or anything. I just want to lay down a base of color so that when I layer over my other ones, you can't see just a blank white spot underneath. And then I've got the little die cut flower that was in the die cut set. And where did my glue dots go? There they are. I'm going to put a glue dot on the back of it, and I'm going to tuck it up inside behind this lovely sentiment piece. And it's just going to add a little bit of extra up in that corner. Pretty, right? Now, I don't know what these flowers are. If somebody knows what they are, definitely shout it out. As you know, I'm not much of a gardener. I'm more of a flower killer. And this one too is going to, no, I did this one flat. And we're gonna layer in our little spriggies here. So, just gonna put one there. And I'm just going to hover over this so that I know kind of, no, I need to move that. You always kind of want to stage things out before you stick them down. I don't want to hide that little flower that I put in the corner there. So right about there, I think. And we'll just layer all those down. Pretty, right? Everybody still with me? All right. So then I just had these little flowers that I cut. So I just stamped a second one of those, and then I just cut out the flowers. So I have the leaves sitting in a little bin for another project if I so choose. And I'm just going to put in a dimensional right in the middle. And then I'm going to layer on these flowers. So I just colored these in with both of the Daffodil Delight, so the dark in the little lines, the natural shading that's going on. And then I just did the center in Calypso Coral, just to bring in a little bit of color. Didn't work on the first card I was making with it, so I thought I can recreate it here with this one. Isn't that pretty? And then we're just going to tie a bow with our linen thread. And just kind of straighten it out with your finger just a little bit. I tie them onto these little wooden dowels, as you will see, and so they get probably a little bit more curly than they do coming off the spool that you get when you order it from Stampin' Up. So I usually just straighten it out, and then we are going to grab one more glue dot, and we are almost done. Look at that. Both cards are nice, but you like this one? Yeah, it's pretty. I just love the sketchy flowers. So this one was more like sort of like a wedding card, I would say. You know, blues and yellows are kind of safe colors to use for wedding, or you could coordinate it in the actual person's wedding colors, whichever. But blue and yellow is kind of a springy, neutral sort of one. I'm going to do this one as a happy birthday card though. So I grabbed that happy birthday from Go To Greetings, which has all the different sizes of happy birthdays and thinking of you. And so this is a great set for just having on hand to just have a card for everything, right? Hopefully that one does not leave us, but it very well could. And so I did this ahead of time because I did emboss it just with white embossing powder. Now, if you've been trying to order embossing powder lately, I'll just tell you that it is listed as out of stock. They're redoing it, and I guess they've been having some supply issues or something. So it will be in the new catalog. It just might not be orderable right away. So if you're needing it, you're not going to be able to get it from Stampin' Up! Currently right now, but it is coming. So just be patient. As we all know, supply chain is a bit of a hassle. And Stampin' Up! Of course wants to make sure that it is perfect, and we love it, and we use lots of it. So we will wait for that to come into effect. Isn't that pretty? I like added the extra little coral, kind of gives it a little pop of extra color. And then we need some gems. So I used the iridescent pearls on my first one, and I think we can make those work on this one too. What do you guys think? Or we can bring in a green. Which one are these? Garden green? What do you guys think? Let me get these out of the package. Or I have a soft green. I'm torn. What do you guys think? Iridescent? Or we've got these nice little green ones too. From the red and green. Let me just pull these off the backing. Or we've got these little soft green. Oh, those might be good because I colored the leaves with soft seafoam. What do you think? These nice little soft pale green ones or the iridescent? What's your thoughts? Shannon likes the pearls. Okay. Iridescent for Holly. Oh, we need a tiebreaker. Who's going to be the tiebreaker? What do you think out there? One more. I need one more to break the tie. Or I'll have to make the decision. Pearls? Let's do the iridescent. Okay, and I did just only use 3 on this one, just because. Let's switch this around. Yes, I went back to my scissors, if anybody noticed, because I was struggling with my take your pick tool. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Oh, you're too late, Rhonda. I made the decision. Thank you, though, for your vote. And then we just want to quickly do our inside and our envelope so that we have it ready to send out. So one of these cards will go to someone that will be luckily drawn in the comments for commenting and showing up today, and I will mail you out a card. I totally forgot this morning to draw for last week's card, so I will do that and post it and get it in the mail. Our week before was Barb, and so hers went out in the mail to her, but this was last week's that we did. So that one will be drawn and coming to someone shortly. So these are the cards that we did today. And then, of course, I have a couple extras for you, because that's how we roll around here, right? And that's what you stick around to the end for. The pearls are, yes, perfect for anniversary cards. Did I miss anything here while I was looking around and moving things? Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay, so these are a couple cased cards that I did. So Jay Sorrento did this a couple weeks ago now, I think it was. Spring is coming. Yes, Sandra, finally. All of our snow's melting out here. So all he did was cut down the back panel and leave sort of like a little border. I changed it up and embossed this with the old Subtles folder. If you guys remember that one, it is absolutely gorgeous. And then just colored in the hummingbird, stamped a little sentiment, a couple little sprigs, and I put in some gold. I think he had gold too. Gold pearls. And then there is some winky on that hummingbird, because of course a hummingbird is shiny. Have fun at your lunch, Holly. Thanks for dropping in. So that's just an easy way to do a quick and easy card with this lovely sketchy. It would look pretty with the flowers there as well. So whichever you prefer. And then this card was by Mary Dietrich. Gotta slow down when I say her name. Using the Fight and Airy Designer Series paper that we had for Celebration. If anyone remembers that and has a little stash, here's an idea for you. Nice and pretty, paired up with the bubble bath. Some bubble bath ribbon, and then Lost Lagoon sprigs there, and then the little flowers are bubble bath, and then just using those gems in the lemon lolly and the boho blue, which is colors just pulled out of the paper, and then that simple little sprig stamp there, and then sometimes there are no words. So this could be a sympathy card, this could be, you know, a thank you card, and just, you know, you want to lift somebody up, and it's nice and pretty and springy, and you have a beautiful card. All right, that's all the extras I'm sharing with you today, because there is going to be, or because we did do two cards. There'll be extras posted on Wednesday up on my page. Wednesday at 11 on the Facebook page feed, and then 11:30 they post up onto Instagram if you follow over there as well. And then there will be a nice scrapbook page for you tomorrow using the Thoughtful Expressions stamp set. And some retired paper. I dragged out some retired paper as well. So have a look out for that, and I will see you next week with something. I don't even know where my book is right now to tell you what we're playing with, but also be on the lookout for new things and surprises coming. And thank you everyone for stopping in. I love to see some of you for the first time. Thank you, Sandra. And Shannon, it's nice to see you back. And Rhonda, of course, you're always here, prompt. And I look forward to seeing you next week with something else exciting. Take care, everyone. Paper hugs. Bye-bye.